Professor Saltz here. I've been talking about remaking the leash video. What I do want to show you today on this new video is look at how nicely the coils lay together. It lays nice and tight. It doesn't stay kind of sprung, and that's one of the tricks that I'm going to show you today is how to tighten up that coil so that it makes a tighter, better looking leash. So let's get started. So one of the things that you need is this ferrule stop set. I talked about that last time. The one I'm using is 3/32. That's the larger of the three sizes I saw at, I believe it was Home Depot with the orange package. But what you need is this double-barreled crimp out of that package. It's got two of them. They're, I don't know, $1.50 or so. I also have my old tent pole. It's a fiberglass stake. And this fiberglass stake will fit inside of my drill, and that's going to help us a lot when we go to put this together. So what we need is the stake. If you got a power drill, that'll help. We need the ferrule stops, and of course you need some weed eater line. I've gone even larger than what I had before. Before I had the 0.95 or 0.095, now I have 0.105, so it's a larger line, and I kind of like it. It's more comfortable when it stretches out and you're trying to get a hold of it or whatever. It's just got a little more bulk and heft to it. So what we're going to do is take this line and pull quite a bit out. I'm going to go out here to the end and push several inches through. I'm just going to turn it on and let this thing start spinning. This is a lot nicer than doing it by hand. Just a little bit more. Now I can hold on to this and pull it out. Snip off the excess. I can finish the very end by hand. It doesn't take me long. Get it down to the very end. I'm going to come through. You're not going to grow up if you don't stop. Okay. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to put it in a saucepan and boil it in water for 10 minutes. And I'm going to take it and put it in the freezer, or put it in a pan of, if you got a cake pan big enough to put this in, you can put ice cubes and water and make an ice water mix. Swish it around in the ice water, give it 10 minutes. You've got to really let the cold remove the heat from this thing so that it is cold, and that'll allow that hot line to go ahead and set and make it a lot easier. So we'll go do that, we'll come back. All right, so we're back. I've taken this, I boiled it for 10 minutes. I put it in ice water for 10 minutes and got it where it should be set. Okay. This is where it gets interesting. I'm going to take this and reverse the coils. And the first couple of times somebody told me about this, I didn't quite get what they meant. I didn't understand. So I tightened down on one end of this, and what I want to do is make sure I've got the right direction. See, what this is doing is tightening the coil. So I'm going to flip around the direction. I'm going to stretch it out and start turning it. I'm just going to start reversing the coil. You can see how it's moving up the line. So I've got it coiled a new direction here, and the initial direction here. You can see how it's loose here and it's tight over here. I'm just going to keep that going. Almost there. There it is. So I've taken it and reversed the coil. Makes it nice and snug. It stretches just as far as it would before, but it comes back really nice and tight. Then you're just going to take your double barrel crimp, I like to bring them in nice and close. One end, if it's going to be for a rod leash, I'm going to leave it about that much. If I'm going to use for a paddle leash, I'm going to give it a little more. Snug it down nice and close. That'll work. Cut off the excess. Got no excess there. So I don't need the carabiner yet. So I'm going to take this out on the garage and smash these down with a hammer, nice and gentle. Just get them nice and flat where they've got a good grip, and you can pull on them with your finger. Make sure you get them flat where they've got some strength. That's what I'm doing, and I mean, how cool is that? It's so tight on the coils, it doesn't want to leave its shape. So the ones that you do the old way, they end up looking something like